Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey, I am your host, Sydney, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And I am so happy to be on here with you guys tonight. Happy Wednesday. Already got people in the comments. All right. I see Mortimer. I see Lizzie. I see Aaliyah. I see Rebecca. Thank you guys so much for hopping on with me tonight. As always, please let me know if it sounds funky because the past couple weeks I've had to carry a different computer back and forth. So hooking it up every night that I do this, I might be like getting some feedback. So definitely let me know if that is the case. But I am so happy to be here with you all tonight. I can't believe that April is like almost over already. Oh, thank you, Mortimer. I appreciate the feedback that I don't have feedback. That is awesome. I love seeing everybody popping up in the comments. I love you guys. Awesome. Hey, Luna's here too. Luna Projects. Awesome. So it is the 23rd of April, which is crazy. I feel like we were just having our It's April episode and now it's almost over. Oh, we have Cody, we have Jen. Hi guys. So let me know in the comments if this has been a good month for you guys, if it's been a struggle. We're finally getting decent weather here for like the first time. I think we had rain like the full first 2 weeks of April. It was miserable. It was gloomy. It was like killing my mental health. So I'm so happy to have like some sunny, warm, awesome weather right now. Definitely helps me mindset wise to be in a better space when it's not gross out. But I remember seeing on the news that, like, in the area where I live, I think it's like 0.56 inches of rain or something is the normal for April, and we had double that in the first week. So that is cuckoo bananas. I know some of you live where it is super duper hot all the time. I have another friend who last week was sending me pictures from Massachusetts where she was shoveling snow. So it's really like insane. Oh, all right, Luna. I see. Okay. So for those of you who do not join us on Saturday nights, Thailand is a key for that program to take a drink. Yeah, she's hiding now. On this program, it's Tatiana. If you guys read the book, you know the story about Tatiana. Quick recap if you have not read the book. I used to work with a girl named Tatiana, and I had a regular customer who would buy couch dances from me and call me Tatiana, even though that was not my name. And if Tatiana was back in the couch dance with me, and we locked eyes as this man was like, because he would literally moan, you know, like, oh, Tatiana. And like, I couldn't look at her because the two of us would die laughing. So, Tatiana to Luna. Mm. She said Tatiana in Thailand. That would have been a completely different couch dance, I'm sure. Uh, that's so funny. I'm sorry that Mortimer is having a rough month. And Rebecca is saying this year for me, agreeing with Mortimer's kissing his brown eye. So hopefully things start to swing the other way soon for everybody. Um, yeah, I've had definitely like um, a lot of both extremes. Lizzie's saying struggle bus for sure, but we're plowing through. So that's good. And Cody's here too. Hey, Cody. Um, yeah, so one thing I wanted to kind of bring up because it's been on my mind the last couple weeks. I'm pretty sure that I shared with everybody that I found out at the beginning of the month that manager friend I've known for years passed away. He's the one that let me come back to the bar and work out before the bar opened. And I saw him on, I think it was July was the last time that I saw him. And then I found out that he passed away. Um, and they had kind of like a celebration of life because his sister found a note that I had written to him. And I'm pretty sure it was when I knew I wasn't going to see him anymore for my workouts. And, it was just a thank you. But you know, I knew him since the late 90s. So it kind of like reflected on all of our time, as being friends and, coworkers and everything. And she found that, and then I guess found my number in his phone and called me to let me know, or else I wouldn't have even known that he passed, and invited me to a celebration of life. So she's like, he would have wanted a party, not a funeral. That is fair. So I absolutely had to go, and when I got there, the whole hall was full of people. It was all his family. I'd never met his family, never knew much about that side of his life. I met him, like I said, in the late 90s, because he was the general manager of one of the bars that was a collection of 3 bars that was the same company. And so there was the main one, the big one that was like, the schmancy, hashtag schmancy. Then there was the one where I was going and working out in that I never really liked working in, but that was a different crowd there. And then there was one in Northeast Philly, and none of the bartenders wanted to work there. Everybody hated it. Everybody complained about the crowd. Well, that was the one that he ran. And before I went to work there, people were like, he's an asshole. He's mean and he picks on you and blah, blah, blah. Well, I went up and I quickly learned that if you showed up on time and did your job and weren't an asshole, he was a total sweetheart. He just wanted people to actually do their job. So that was kind of the thing. So I think both of us having a strong work ethic is how we got to be, got to get along. And he was just so smart and could talk on a deep level about all kinds of subjects. And we would wind up hanging out until like 4 or 5 a.m. just talking. Or like I would use my quarters from bartending to play Funky Monkey on like the bar top video games, and he'd be like, Sid, it's 4, we gotta go, But so much fun, like just hanging out, like always had my back. So I was really sad when I found out that he passed. So I'm getting to the point of this. I'm sorry. I'm just giving some background. So when I went in, I got to learn this whole other part of this man I'd known for decades, but didn't know anything about that part of his life. And like, it was really cool to see photos, like, cause he was always bald when I first met him, and he knows I'm not talking out of turn. I said it to his face. He had like the Krusty the Clown kind of hair, and then like in later years shaved it all off. So seeing older pictures of him with a full head of hair was kind of cool. I'm like, oh my God. And then like seeing baby pictures where I could tell it was him, but like baby size. But all that to say, if I met him in the late 90s and I still knew him now, that was what, 30 years? And he worked for decades in those clubs, not just the industry, but those clubs, and then a couple other ones before then. And I was the only person from that part of his life to show up to this. Now, granted, a lot of people probably didn't know, but the owner told his sister he was going to be there, and he didn't show up. And this man had run his clubs successfully for decades, and he couldn't take the time out of his day to just go and pay his respects. And like, that's just bothered me since then. But it also made me think, how many of us aren't fulfilling our potential because we're worried about other people's opinions, because we're worried about what somebody might say about us, what somebody might think about us, that somebody might have a negative opinion about us. And at the end of the day, when it's all over, how many people aren't even going to show up to say this was an important person in my life. So why do we hold ourselves back? Worried about what other people think? Because the one thing that I'm learning is when I worry about what other people are thinking about me, most of the time they are not. Because we're all too busy worrying about what we're doing to like think about what other people are doing. So I wanted to encourage you all to go for it. Whatever it is that you're dreaming about, whatever it is that you are holding yourself back from, stop it. Go do the thing. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to know all of those parts of you is you. You know, people have opinions on you based on their limited amount of time with you. You are the only person who truly knows who you are. So do right by you, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. So I just wanted to share that because that's been on my, like, it really broke my heart when, you know, I went, and like his family's amazing. They were just so sweet. Um, and like I really, really did fully enjoy getting to learn more about him. But it made me sad that, you know, like I didn't expect the dancers to show up, but the bartenders, the managers, and especially the owner, just to say thank you for running my business for me. Because one thing that like both of his brothers told me was we've invited him to do things like come on vacation with us, come down and visit, and he'd say I can't take vacation, the bar needs me. So anyway, let me go to the comments after that. um let me uh yep, and you know who that is. You know who. Mm-hmm. Let's see what's going on in the comments. I didn't mean to like have it be so serious, but like I said, it's really been tugging at my heart. So I wanted to share that because I know every single one of you in these comments is so creative and so wonderful, and you need to chase your dreams. The only person that can hold you back is you. So before I move on, I'm going to re-show Luna's comment about Tatiana because I want another sip. Cheers to all y'all. Tatiana. Let's see. Uh, Mortimer said stuff that will make a brown eye blue. Okay, I will be singing Crystal Gale now. Thank you for that. Oh, Luna, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's awful. I'm so, so sorry for your loss. That's horrible. Um, oh, thank you. On the on the other end, I love I love the color. I wanted something that was spring but wasn't necessarily a pastel because light colors I save for when I'm tan, and I'm obviously not that yet. So I wanted something that was still dark but like said April. So thank you. Let's see. If I thank you at my age, I have to stitch them on. Is that your nails, Mortimer? Let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Luna's dealing with a lot. I am so sorry. Oh, Keith is here. Hello, Keith. Yay. I got to be on Keith's podcast on Monday. So if you missed it, I'm pretty sure you could still catch it after the fact, right? Keith, like put the link in the comments to where people can watch Monday's show because that was a lot of fun until my internet pooped the bed and I froze and then was not on the show anymore. But at least it was at the end. We were wrapping it up. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And so Severian's here, as I already popped up a comment from you. But yeah, sorry that you guys are dealing with that. Let's see here. Oh, Jen says, hopeful things on the work horizon. Yes. And my birthday month. So all in all, not too bad. Yes. We have a lot of April birthdays. Excuse me. And if you guys didn't notice, Jen got me this beautiful ring for my 50th birthday. So thank you. I love it. And she also said, the hardest quote for me to swallow is someone else's opinion is none of my business. I agree. And I've been thinking about that. And I need to like really take that to heart because I always try, I'm a human, so I fail at times for sure, but I always try to be compassionate and golden rule and treat people the way that I would like to be treated and try to lead with kindness. So when I hear that someone's saying something awful about me, and I'm kind of like confused, not because I don't think that I'm capable of being awful, but I try really hard not to be, like, because I don't think that's in my nature. Like, obviously, if you do something to me, I can absolutely be petty boop. But for the most part, I try to treat people with kindness and respect. So I think that's why I get upset, and I just need to let it go, but it's hard, man. It's hard. So I get that completely. Um, so Severian says, I've learned that most of the time when I'm worried about what someone else thinks, I pause, determine if they're idiots, and then slap myself for even giving them the time of day. That is some sage advice, my friend. That is some sage advice. Um, Flip the script. The important people in his life were there. Yep, that's true. I just think about the amount of time that he didn't spend with the important people because he was worried about being there to make sure that the business was running. But I understand that too. Like, I have a job that I work from home. I'm so grateful for it. I love, love, love my job. Very, very thankful for it. Most of the time, I work 7 days a week because I feel this like I have to, even if I don't have to. Like, I can only bill so many hours a week. I have this little post-it note where I tally the extra hours that I've worked that I haven't been paid for yet, because like I can't freaking help myself. And I don't know what that workaholic gene is, but I need to turn that off so I can work on my projects that I need to be working on, and I do those as well. But so I can kind of understand maybe what his mentality was, because when I worked in the, like, especially when I was bartending, but even when I was dancing, I'd always pick up extra shifts, like I'd always be needing to work, needing to work. So I can kind of understand that, but it makes me sad that maybe he missed out on some times with the people that did show up for the people that didn't. And I'm not even talking about the employees. I'm talking about the owner. He's anyway. Okay, let's see. Mortimer said, I think most I think most that spend time with me, if people take the time to know me, they will be surprised I'm still alive. I think a lot of us have those stories. I know yours is a lot more in depth. I don't want to share without permission, but like, I think when I looked back on some of the shit I did when I was younger, I am lucky to be here. I did some stupid shit, and I'm not even talking like health wise. Like, yeah, I smoked like a house on fire and lived on Mountain Dew, but I just mean, and I talk about some of it in my book, which you can get at learnedingogo.com. Um, Especially like in college. Sorry, I needed a sip. I went to college in Kentucky, and I went to college in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, in a dry county that became a porn-free county while I was there. And I brought my CB to school with me. So I used to talk to truckers and locals and got in a couple trucks. Like, not by myself. I was always with friends, but that just meant that we were a herd of idiots. Um, and thankfully, nothing ever happened. But we could have very easily wound up on Discovery ID because we were morons. And where were our brains? Like, honestly, like, met a couple local guys, and it was me and a friend. Get in our car, we're driving through the hollers, like, they could have killed us and hid our bodies in the mountains, and no one would have ever known because we were morons. And it was 1993, 1994. It's not like anybody would have even known we were missing for days, because you needed a long distance phone card to call anybody at home. That shit was expensive. So you didn't talk on the phone that much. So how did we even get on this? Oh, because Mortimer said about people being surprised he's alive. Like, thankfully, we've all lived through our stupid decisions and health issues. But Jesus, Mary and Ralph. Like, I think about some of the stuff that I did, and I'm very grateful that my children are smarter than I was. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see. Um, it's good that you're sincere in telling us about your friend. Absolutely. I just, like I said, it's been on my brain. So usually when something hangs around more than a fleeting thought, I think, okay, the universe wants me to share this. So I have mind to mouth disease, but sometimes it like hangs around in my mind for a little bit. So that's why. Um, oh, Rebecca says hugs around y'all. Yeah, I think we all need hugs. So thank you. I'm sending hugs to everybody. Um, Aaliyah said, I didn't see what Luna said. I'm sorry, I don't remember what this is referencing. I apologize. Let me see, because I know I popped up a few of Luna's things. She had a death in the family. That might have been what it was. If you remember specifically what I was talking about before I shared it, because I don't remember specifically which comment it was. I'm sorry, Aaliyah. Let me get back to where I was. Okay, Keith is here with farting soldiers. Oh, the farting spider. Spider booty. Spider booty. If you don't know what spider booty is, you have to check out the podcast for Monday. Let's see. And Cody is giving hugs to everyone too. Love that. Lizzie said, it's good to question why someone would think something awful about you, but don't dwell. If it has no merit, throw it in the bucket, which is funny because on Mondays, I know I keep talking about Monday's podcast, but one of the guests that was also on said about, chuck it in the bucket. And like, I say that too. So I love that you have the throw it in the bucket. We all have the bucket. So you can chuck it, you can throw it, you can toss it, put it in there. File it in. What did they call that? It's like throw it the circular file. It's like put it in the circular file, throw it in the trash. Well, thank you, Jen. She said it's also hard to imagine someone being so mean because you are not like that and wouldn't say it. Exactly. And same with you. Like, I think all of us here lead with kindness for the most part. And like, unless somebody takes that other side out of us, because I don't think, like, I put up with stuff probably longer than I should. And because I don't like, I try to avoid confrontation unless it's necessary. So I will like let stuff slide and let stuff slide. But then once I've had enough, then forget it. But it takes a lot to get me to that point though. And I think a lot of us are like that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Luna says there's so many details about my aunt that would make anyone pissed. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, excuse me. And Keith said it's hard to let go from what people say. Today I got a message about how terrible my directing and airbrush is, and I should just stop. You know what? The majority of people that say stuff like that are jealous. And I mean that sincerely. And, it's my show, so I'm going to plug my book again. In my book, I tell a story, and it's not my story. I, give credit where I got it off of the internet about crabs. And I mean the animal, not the body lice. So if you go crabbing, which I have many, many times up the Jersey Shore, and you have your crab bucket, not your bucket. This is a different bucket. You get your crab bucket. If you have one crab in there, you have to put the lid on it because it could crawl out. If you have more than one crab in there, if that crab tries to crawl out, the others will pull it back in because they don't want the other crab to succeed in getting out. And people can be like that too. When they see that someone is being successful, they will try to pull you back down to their level because it's easier for them to bring you down to their level than it is for them to do the work that you're doing and successfully get out of that bucket. So I want you to think about that. Don't hang out with crabs. or with people that will give you crabs. Because it's true. Like a lot of the time, it's just, people are negative because they don't want to do the work. And I was talking about this Monday about there's like a meme or a photo where they show like the ocean and just the top of like a glacier sticking out. And it has a thing pointing at the top saying your success. And then under the water is the giant mountain of work that you've done that nobody sees because it's underwater. All they see is that little success at the top. And it's like, oh, well, they didn't do nothing. No, because they don't understand everything that you've done. And your airbrush is phenomenal and they can suck it in the fuck it bucket. Yeah, Cody says, I appreciate my job. I'm thankful I have one, but it's getting to the point I hate it. Understand that for sure. Sometimes, sometimes a job is just to pay the bills until you can get something that you love as well. I've had plenty of those jobs too. I'm just very grateful for the one that I have now, that it isn't one that I'm just like, ugh. But yeah, I get it. Take deep breaths and remember you don't look good in orange. That's what you got to do. Third one this week. All right, Keith, give me a list. Take care of it for you. Petty Page over here. That's my new name. I need to get the bangs, and I can do pinup photographies. I like say I'm Petty Betty, so I can be, Petty Page. That'd be funny. Let's see here. Hey, Looney's here. Hey, my friend. Looney has been posting a lot of super cool new Metal Earth illustrations, videos. If you are not in the Metal Earth official group, join it today. There's a really badass Rose chick. But no, there's like so many awesome characters. It's so cool, definitely. And it's METLERTH, Metal Earth. Join the group. Let's see here. Okay, I missed. Oh, I'm like, I missed a comment because you asked what city in Kentucky, if you don't mind me asking. I realized after I read it that was directed at me. So I went to Union College in Barville, and it's actually Barberville, but nobody says the Boer part because they don't want you to know that. So it's Barville. But it's southeastern Kentucky. And it's actually in a very beautiful, beautiful part of the state. And had I been older and wiser, I would have appreciated my time there more than I did, because 18-year-old Sydnee was just like, got a little bit of taste of independence, which she had never had, and went nuts. Within the first 2 weeks, I was blonde. Within the first couple months, I had 3 more tattoos. And like I said, middle of nowhere. So don't get tattoos in someone's house. Again, moron, lucky nothing bad happened. Because that is not a smucking fart thing to do. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Luna. Sharing about her aunt. I don't know if she wants me to put it up or not. Okay, Lizzie, I'm laughing because Mortimer and I caught calling Baton Rouge on the radio the other day, and I reminisced about long distance phone cards and payphones. I love that song. I absolutely love 1990s Garth Brooks. I have the box set, and then I had to buy the separate CD that has Set sail, Captain Morgan, to Pina Coladas, because that was not in the box set. I had to get to the chorus, because at first I thought it was Long Neck Bottle, but I don't think that's Garth Brooks, is it? I don't know. Maybe that's on there too. But I know exactly. I love that song. Operator, won't you put me on through? Got to send my love down to Baton Rouge. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be listening to that later. Okay, she said, go ahead. Wait a minute. I'm not sure. Wait, that was a long time ago, so that might not be what I just asked. Let me see. I'm just going through. Yes, Looney says set the bucket on fire. Absolutely. We got to come up with a ucket thing for fire. Like chuck it in the bucket and what it. There's got to be something that goes with it. Let's see. Okay, I can see you as a fighter, but more so you wouldn't just let someone walk on you or anyone who doesn't deserve it. No, and the thing is, I'm much more like it's easier for me to go full ham like for somebody else than myself. And I think that has a lot to do with my upbringing, but I've gotten better at it. There was a lot of years where I put up with a lot of stuff and I won't do that anymore. And I think with age, some of that happens too. Like the older that you get, the less fucks you give about a lot of things. Um, so that makes it, you know, easier to be like, whatever, what are you going to do? Stop talking to me? Okay. Like, because unless it's somebody that's in my core group that's like really in my tribe, then they're just added static a lot of the time, like especially when all they bring to the party is negativity. I talk about this in my positive affirmations a lot. If you guys haven't caught up with that, on my Learn and Go Instagram, every morning I do a positive affirmation and that gets shared to my Sydnee Facebook page, so feel free to follow those. But I talk about the difference between, if someone's going through a season where negative things are happening, or they're having a bad day, whatever, that's different. I'm talking about the people that all they do is breathe negative energy, and that can be suffocating at times, like, and because as soon as they enter the room, you just are like, because you just know it's just and it's just nothing is ever good enough. Their life sucks. No matter how good they have it, they're never going to see it. Those are the people that are kind of like, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you, because I I absorb other people's energy. Like I'm absolutely an empath and I have to guard that sometimes because I can get exhausted, being out in that kind of atmosphere. So if you're finding someone that just constantly is an anchor on your ankle while you're in the water, don't let them drown you. You got to cut that chain. Um, let's see. So Severian, you need to get yourself a razor. Let's see. Uh, and Looney says, Keith, try not to let that shake you, bro. If they aren't there to lift you up, they're just miserable themselves. Absolutely. 100%. And Looney wants to see the airbrush. So absolutely, Keith. Sorry, I just got it on my phone. Put your link to your airbrush in the comments. And Looney, put the link to the Metal Earth group in the comments too, please. Yeah, Mortimer did share. I saw it. Where did it go? He said, I have, is it achalasia and 3 other autoimmune stress disorders. I saw another. Yeah, he says makes you starve to death and spit up stomach acid constantly, and you have to get a surgery to fix it or you're done for good. And thankfully, you got the surgery, so you're still here with us because that's awful. Let's see. Luna's asking, did you do the rose you posted? And I'm not sure who that was directed to, whether it was a Keith Airbrush or a Looney, because I know Looney posted the rose yesterday for Earth Day, and he did make that, which is beautiful. Let's see here. And Mortimer says, Looney, my brother, the ants will rise. You guys have to follow Metal Earth if you're not yet. The amount of characters and the different types are just so freaking cool. I've never seen anything like it before. It's just super awesome. Let's see here. Keith said, I got you, Looney, and thank you. And yes, Metal Earth looks sick. Absolutely. Um, let me see. I love you guys. You got so many comments. It's so awesome. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Is it? I don't know if Sisavarian wants me to share this, but I'm guessing you wouldn't put it in the comments knowing me if you didn't. So I'm gonna ask for forgiveness and not permission if you didn't. But yeah, I took Sisavarian to the hospital in the back of my truck 2 weeks ago for weird ass nausea. Got dehydrated. Nausea meds interact with heart meds, etc. Um, and if you didn't see the photo that I posted, Sisavarian and I, we get to the hospital, get him in the ER, and I'm not gonna violate anything HIPAA. Don't worry. Um, but it was like there were various stages of check-in, which he called ahead, which was good because they took us right back to the first check-in, which was in a chair. Then they had him in a bed in a hallway, which was like the second area. But then when they got in the exam room, we're like, okay, we're getting closer because there's a room now. Well, I've between my parents, myself, my friends, I've been in a bunch of ER rooms. This one had no TV. Like usually you get a TV. So I'm like, okay. So we're sitting there, we're talking. I'm knocking over my microphone, and like my phone's dying, and I didn't think to bring a charger because I was like rushing out of the house to get him. So I'm like, okay, I can't scroll. I got to save the battery. What can I do? Well, because like he said, he was nauseous. They gave him. He had his own. He brought his own equipment for that, but they gave him this barf bag. It looked like a windsock. Like it seriously did. And he didn't want to use that. He wanted to use his thing. And the nurse was like, it's okay. They don't take them out of our pay. Cause I'm like, I'm going to take all the barf bags then. Like, if you don't care. And she's like, take however many you want. So I started doing a puppet show with like the barf bags. Cause I'm like, don't leave me with no entertainment. Cause I will find my own. And thankfully, he was leaving the room before I got a chance to go through all of the drawers and cabinets because I probably would have when there's nothing else to do. Like he was napping, I was letting him sleep, but I'm like looking at stuff. I'm like, bet there's cool stuff in those drawers. But instead, and let me know what you guys do when you're like bored and have no phone or anything. But what I do is I started looking around. I'm like, I'm going to play the alphabet game. So I'm looking at everything on the walls. I'm like, I got to find a letter A. Okay, now I got to find a letter B, and I think I might have I think I did get through everything but the Z. I don't think there was a Z, but like I found on all of the posters and everything, I was trying to find all the alphabet. So that kept me occupied. So let's see here. Uh, yes, you did get tattoos in someone's house. I've gotten tattoos in three different houses. Okay, so I got Booby Butterfly and the cross on my hip and the original one on my shoulder in Kentucky in, I can't think of her name's house. Then I got Winnie the Pooh in a house. And then I got the cover of this one on my shoulder in, you know who I'm talking about, so Severian, Chucky's house, the 49ers fan. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, so I didn't even learn. That was in 2008. So it took me a long time to learn that lesson. Let's see. And Rebecca says, what if it's your own house? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And if it's your friend's house, like the last one, I would give myself a pass because I knew, the person whose house it was. Other than that, it was like, hey, let's go here and get tattoos. Uh, did you see Garth in Central Park live? Because I saw it on TV, but very, very good stuff. Let's see. Now Mortimer's singing it too. Hurry up, won't you put her on the ladder? Got to talk to the girl just one more time. No, I want to see your jar of Fox Luna. That is awesome. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much. He says, way to keep up with your workouts. You look chipper and healthy. You feel different? I do feel different because I couldn't work out for 2 months. And I've worked out consistently for over a decade, more for my mental health, but definitely for my physical health too. And when I noticed physically how much I was changing, not working out, it affected my mental health. Um, so I have been today. I didn't get a chance to work out, and believe me, if I was one of my fitness people, I'd be like, no excuses. But I'm, yeah, no excuses. I hit the snooze button too many times. And I got up. I actually got into my workout clothes, looked at the clock, and said, I don't have time to work out before I have to leave because I was meeting somebody at 9. And then I got there at 9 and they couldn't make it till 10. So I probably could have worked out, but whatever. It's all good. So then I'm like, I'm going to walk the dogs when I get home. And now it's 9:40 and that workout isn't happening. But because of my pinched nerve, this arm still, like, thank God it doesn't hurt anymore, but it's weak. So I've been trying to, that's why I'm trying to do push-ups. Push-ups are like I freaking hate them. Hate them. I suck at them. I don't have the flexibility in my shoulder girdle to really, like, I can tricep push up all the way down, but I can't do like a regular push up. My shoulders don't have the range. So I'm working on it. Because I refuse to just be like, well, this side of my body is not going to work as well. Mm-mm. Now, I was telling Severian on the phone earlier, I broke my arm in first grade. I broke my elbow and my arm in a couple of places. And they told me I would never be able to straighten my arm again. And I was like, mm-mm. And I just like worked at it. And now I can, because don't tell me I can't do something. So thank you. I appreciate that you're checking out my videos. I'm trying to like post them in case somebody else needs a little motivation. And I did have one friend reach out and tell me that he's going back to the gym again after years because he saw my videos. So that made me feel good. Let's see here. Oh, thank you. He said, not that you didn't before. Thank you. Oh, cool. Luna sent me a pic. I will definitely check that out. Skull, hey. Better late than pregnant. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for showing up tonight. Keith said, someone called Blade because these life suckers are going to get it. Nice. I love that. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to Kyler. Awesome. And Luna says barf bag. Yeah, it was. It was like a blue barf bag. I was gonna sneak up on Sir Severian when he was sleeping because his feet were like this at the bottom of the bed, and I was gonna put a barf bag on each foot and then have, like, when he woke up, have a whole like puppet show going on. But the nurse came in and killed my plan. So oh my God, Rebecca just scared a raccoon off of her porch. Jeez. Let's see. Right? Lizzie said no TV. Doesn't that violate the Geneva Convention? I think so. That's hysterical. Yes, the windsock barf bag. That was so funny. Wait a minute. I didn't put stink finger under your nose. What's stink finger? What are you talking about? I wouldn't have done that. No. Or would I? You don't know. You fell asleep. Let's see here. Oh, that's so cool. You were there in Central Park Live for this. It was such a good concert. That is awesome. And Mortimer got a Scream mask on his shoulder at a friend's house. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see. And Aaliyah's crab mentality. Exactly. Stay away from the crabs for sure. And Skull says, I can't wait for Hoof Beast to do my whole back. I wish he lived closer because I want to get a sleeve, and I would absolutely have Beast do it if we lived closer. And if he can do the jewel tattoos, because that's what I want up here. Probably this arm. I don't know. Figuring it out. But that would be like the start to it. And then I have some ideas, but I need a concept. I don't have the whole thing done. I have like some ideas, but not 100% yet, which is good because I don't have the money. So I can sit here and plan it out for a few more years. Let's see here. Yeah, I wonder if there's anything else that could help get more strength. I've been doing weights, but starting light, which is really frustrating because I was doing a weightlifting program before I had the nerve issue. And, at one point, it was like the first time I had, they're called power blocks. And so just the handles are 10 pounds. And then they go up in 5 pound increments. You can like attach more weights to them. So, it's 10, 15, 20, all the way up to 50. And I was using my 50s for like some of the moves, not many, but still, I was very proud of myself because I had worked my way up to that. And then, like, to start back with like threes and fives, I was beating myself up. But I'm like, I can't. I'm here now. I have to start where I am. I can't start where I was because that's not where I am anymore. Like, and I'll get there. It's just I have to be patient, which is really hard for me. But little by little, I will get back what I had. And I also need to walk away from the tater tots and the nachos. Like, I am a deep fried carb covered in cheese person. And I'm also not 20 anymore. So it's not going, getting absorbed like it used to. Now it's like I look at them and I gain 5 pounds. So I need to reel it in, reel it in. And I'm getting better at drinking water too, because it's getting warmer out. And so it's easier. I have such a hard time in the winter getting my water, um, like minimum. I'm terrible at it. So I'm getting better. Every day, just celebrate the little wins. That's what we have to do. It's like, okay, I'm giving myself kudos for that. And then tomorrow I'm going to work on this and be better at that. So let's see here. Sissavarian says, that always reminds me of the John Locke character from Lost. I have still not seen Lost. Oh, the wheelchair bound guy. Okay. Who signed up for Aussie Walkabout. Don't tell me what I can do. Oh, don't tell me what I can't do was his motto. I love that. And I know who that was because he was Augustus in Oz. And oh wait, no. No, Augustus in Oz was in a wheelchair and he wasn't in a wheelchair in Lost. I'm getting that backwards because I was like, oh my God, look at he's walking, and it freaked me out because he was a wheelchair bound character in Oz. I need to watch Lost. You quote it all the time, so Severian, and I've never seen it, so I don't know. Let's see. It would be a miracle if he was Prego. Absolutely. Let's see here. Okay, I like that calling barf bag puppets would be buppets. It's the Puppet Show coming from an ER near you. Let's see. Oh, yes, I'm so proud of you, Keith. Okay, little backstory. On Monday, Keith shared with the class that he had not seen Evil Dead 2, and Amber and I were like, wait, what? So hopefully you have completed that assignment, and then we told him he had to move on to Army of Darkness. Fan-freaking-tastic movie. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know if Hoofbeast has a web page. I don't think so. I know he's on TikTok with his metal reviews and his own like original music, but I'm not sure. We should find that out so we can shout it out for him. Let's see. Cody says on a history page, and possibly someone in Pompeii died while wanking it, and it was preserved in the position. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're going to go out, you might as well, be coming and going. And Mortimer says that's true, and he wasn't the only one found either. You know what? If you know it's the end, why not, dude? Like, there's worse ways to go. You might as well be like enjoying yourself as you get burnt to smithereens. Yes, progress is progress, Lizzie. Absolutely. Don't blaspheme the carbs. Carbs are life. I know. I love them. I love them. And you can't cut them out completely for a sustainable weight loss plan unless medically you need to. But unless you are in a position where you have a medical need to do that, it's going to backfire eventually. So pick smart carbs and have a treat day. That's what like I used to do. I used to be very good at 80/20, which is 80% good for you and 20% treats, which for me is vodka because I don't do like sweets. But then all of a sudden I like fell off the wagon and bounced down the road and into the gully. So I landed on a tater tot. But it's, everything in moderation. When you cut things out completely, then they become that forbidden fruit and they become more of a thing than they would be if you just had it every now and again. So, um, oh, Leah's got to hop. No worries. You go attend to what you need to, but thank you so much for hopping on here. And she says, talk to you soon, folks. So have a good night, sweetie. I appreciate you coming on. Um, oh, yeah, Luna's going to hound me with the water thing and we can have a water challenge. Absolutely. I'm down. 100%. I'm down. And in case you're not familiar with the rule, I don't know if it's a hard, fast rule, but when I was doing fitness coaching, the the guideline for water is whatever you weigh in pounds, you have to drink half that many ounces of water as a minimum a day. So if you're a 200-pound person, you need at least 100 ounces of water. If you're a 150-pound person, you need 75 ounces of water. And that's a good minimum. And then, like in the summer, try to have a little bit more because you sweat it out. So that's what I try to have. Um, I just like my pre workout better. So I need to get back on the water train. Um, and Mortimer says Lizzie means specifically bread, ramen, and pasta. They are all stellar choices. I could give up the bread, honestly. Like, I'd rather have what is in the bread. Pasta's yummy. And ramen's like a comfort food. Like, if I'm not feeling good, that's when I have ramen. Um, So Samaritan says, no, that was they took my son guy from Lost who was an Oz. I don't even I can kind of see the clip, but I don't know if I've even seen that. I can just kind of picture it. Luna's a carb lover as well. Mortimer says, I am a carnivore with a heart that still likes his veggies. I love veggies, but I just would rather have. And the thing is, though, honestly, like if I have the junk a couple days in a row, then I'm actually like craving salad. So it does like your body will tell you what it needs sometimes. And we're a big salad family. Like most nights we have salad with dinner. It's just something that I make the base and keep in the fridge, or Dave makes it and we keep it in the fridge, which is usually romaine, carrots, cucumbers, celery. And then you just throw in whatever else you want because like the kids don't really like onion, so we'll add that afterwards. Or like if I want to throw in like some ham and cheese or pepperoni or like whatever, you could throw that in after the fact, but that base stays good for a few days. So if you make like a big container of that and keep it in there, then it's easier to just take some out rather than making it every day, because that's another thing is um, make make things easy to grab. A lot of the times we want the junk food because you can grab a bag of chips and eat it. You have to actually cook something good for you sometimes. So if you have baby carrots or like celery sticks or like something you can grab and then like have like a fun dip to have with it, so it's not just like something. There's ways to make it easier. Oh, sorry, my back is screaming. Let's see what else is on here. Uh, so Severian says, I'm a carnivore getting gradually forced into veganism by health problems. And I'm kicking and screaming. Uh, okay, I see what Kyler said. And then I see that Luna has corrected him for this program instead of Thailand. It's Tatiana. So we will Tatiana for Kyler. Cheers, buddy. All right, let's see. Lizzie says, I could never give up bread. I love all the breads like they're my runaway children. I need to put in my belly for safekeeping. I love that. Let's see. And oops. She said, I'll eat a full loaf of French bread, just dry in one sitting. I try not to, but it has happened. All right. You like what you like. Kyler said autocorrect. I love that. And Mortimer says, I'm looking at Lizzie when she does that. Like, how do you do that so dry? And Lizzie says, right? Sometimes it's like, I don't know where it went. It's true. Like, if we go out to eat and they bring the bread to the table, we're like, please don't. Because we want to, like, eat the dinner because it's expensive to go out. But the one restaurant where we went for my birthday, I don't think Jen's on here anymore, but so Severian was there too. Their bread looks like a butt. And like, I always have to take a picture of it when they bring it out because I'm just like, it's the butt bread. It's really good. I don't know what kind of bread it is. I don't think it's focaccia, but it's like, it's got kind of like the Bram Stoker's Dracula kind of buns going on. That's really good though. But I can't eat that much of it or else then I won't eat my dinner. So, but some restaurants have really good bread. Others, you can tell they're just like phoning it in. It's not that great. When my kids were little, I used to make bread just because, like, they were getting enough other crap. So I'm like, at least I know what's in this. Um, and that was good. I should start doing that again because it was in the bread maker. It's not like I was in the kitchen kneading the bread, I was throw it in the bread maker, but it was yummy. And I made, like pizza dough and cinnamon rolls and like all kinds of stuff. I was on this whole bread kick for a while. I think my daughter just got in the shower. It scared the shit out of me. Um, but yeah, like I would like to make sourdough bread one day. My mom used to make it all the time when we were growing up, but I've never tackled a sourdough bread, so I should add that to my list. Let's see. And Luna says, I love garlic bread. I don't know how anyone could not love garlic bread. Garlic bread is banging, especially when it's got so much butter in it that it like drips on just saturated in butter. And then if you do like the garlic and the grated Parmesan or locatelli on top, I could just, now I want some of that. And Kyler says, I can't eat some veggies. I have a thing where my body physically rejects it. Really? I don't know that I've ever heard of that, but I mean, so many people react such like different ways to different foods that it makes sense, but I'm so sorry. And Mortimer is asking, Luna, do you like grilled cheese? If so, make grilled cheese like you would and put garlic powder to the butter. Oh, garlic bread grilled cheese. Shut the front door. I'm making that. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. That sounds amazing. Luna says, I had fabulous sourdough with ragout. It was divine. Oh, that sounds so good. You guys are making me hungry, and I'm so full from dinner. But now I'm like, since I was like running around like a crazy person today, I went the crock pot route because I'm so grateful for crock pots because they can just like throw it in there and dinner's a few hours later. So I made, because we had leftover ham from Easter. So I make this like it's cheesy rice with ham and broccoli, and you just throw everything in the crock pot, and it's so good. And it's so filling. So that's why I'm like, I can't believe you guys are making me hungry because I ate so much dinner. I'm going to waddle out of here. Luna says, more, I'm from Wisconsin, and yes, I make grilled cheese with garlic. And Lizzie says, it is 100% worth that half-second extra effort. Garlic bread is grilled cheese is fire. Yes, that sounds amazing. What I did for Easter is this is super easy. You get the crescent rolls, and you make a filling out of softened butter and if you're a sugar person, sugar. I use Splenda and cinnamon. So it's like, cinnamon, sugar, butter awesomeness. And you just spread it inside the crescent roll and roll them up and bake them. Best cinnamon rolls ever. And they have like, if you Google crescent rolls, cinnamon rolls, they do have like a um, drizzle glaze. I was thinking grizzle. I'm like, no, that's in meat. It's a glaze and a drizzle. Um, but we made that, and it was like a little too much, so we like it without them. But they're so easy if you're looking for something like that. Um, because I don't usually, like I said, I'm not usually a sweets person, but every once in a while, like I only had one. Actually, I had one, and then I had a baby one because the one piece of the crescent roll fell off, and I'm like, I'm just gonna make a little baby one. So, and that was more than enough for me, but the kids like them a lot. So good stuff and super duper easy. All right, we're gonna have to start a doc and do like the Learn and Go Go cookbook because I know you all out there got good ideas, and we can all share our ideas for like easy and delicious stuff. So, damn, it's past an hour already. Guys, you guys are so fun. This went by so fast. Um, oh, okay. So Luna has a maple garlic sauce to dip pretzel nuts, and it's ridiculous. Okay, that sounds good too. Everything sounds good. But I am going to have to wrap this up for tonight. So let's see. Okay, you guys are like, I love it. Lizzie knows I can cook my ass off. Julia Childs and Jacques Pepin love watching cooking shows. That's awesome. I love the Food Network. I watch way too many shows on that. But I am going to wrap this up for tonight because I've got to get up early again tomorrow. But you guys are the best, and I love you so much. Thank you for playing with me on Wednesday nights. I just love getting together and talking with you guys. And thank you for letting me share my thoughts about my friends, and to everyone who's dealing with loss and, in a difficult season right now. I'm sending you so much love, and I know everybody else here is too. We are all here for each other. Reach out anytime to any of us if you need to talk, because that's what this tribe is about. We love each other, and I love you guys so much. Definitely, I will see you on the internets, on the interwebs. Um, and I hope that you have a fantastic night. And just remember, when life comes at you, you got to hit it head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love you.